Good afternoon. Again, my name is Hudson Hale. I'm with Hort Landscape Construction, and I want to talk today for about 45 minutes or so on water conservation and how you can save water and subsequently money on your properties by altering, adjusting, different things you can do to your irrigation system to conserve water and maintenance. I want to start out where we are going to be talking about water, my water glass. And water is one of those things that I think we take it for granted that you turn on the tap and it's there. And what I want to try to get through to us today is that we always assume that it's there. We assume it's there at our tap. We assume that it's there when we take a shower. We assume it's there for anything that we're going to need. But what's going to happen eventually is we're going to assume and assume and assume, and pretty soon there'll be nothing there.
Yeah, good.
And we'll be back to the desert that we really are.
Yeah.
So just want to talk today on primarily irrigation. And irrigation is such a huge thing because your irrigation water makes up 80% of your monthly water bill. That's a lot. And it's good to use low-flow toilets, the water-efficient shower heads where you have to run around in the shower to get wet. And there's a lot of things that people are doing to try to conserve water on that end. But the lion's share of your water goes flying out to sprinklers when your irrigation system comes on. And there's a lot of proactive things that the state and the local governments are trying to do right now. I think we're quite a ways behind our neighbors in Arizona, but we are getting there in terms of, you've heard about the water crisis and the diversion of the water up north and how politically that's going to be distributed and all that kind of stuff. But on the local levels, you should know that the cities now require, and all the cities that we do work, and my primary work right now is we do residential and light commercial design and installation of landscapes, irrigation, lighting, plants, a whole bit. And the cities now require that you do a water study on all of your plans. And they haven't estimated, they have a formula for a thing they call the maximum allowable water use on a site, based on square footage and historical data and all kinds of stuff. And that is predetermined. And then you submit a plan for approval, and there's another big formula you fill out that calculates the estimated annual water use based on your landscape plan. And if that estimated use is higher than the maximum allowable water use they're giving you, they won't accept the design. You have to redesign it, bring the water calculations down until you're within the norms they're establishing for irrigation use. So that is everywhere. And it's a whole sheet on a set of plans now that didn't ever used to be there, the water calculation sheet. And so it's a real big deal here locally and at the state level, but locally, a lot of people aren't aware that the cities are asking for that even before they approve landscape plans. That's why you never see lawns and petunias going in anymore. You see desert scaping, artificial turf, a lot more water conservative thinking on the municipal and commercial landscapes going in. So they're being proactive now, but like I said, we're still pretty far behind Arizona, I think.
So if someone wants to just kind of do their front yard, you have to go through that whole process?
Not for your front yard, no. You would have to, if you're in a homeowners association, you would probably go through your HOA, and the HOA isn't requiring that yet. But if it's a big enough project, like if you're redoing the frontage of your association or something that impacts the city or the city street, the city will ask the HOA to do those calculations on that large project. But on a residential basis right now, it's not the case. But the HOAs and the commercial work, everything goes through CPWD. What I want to mention too is on the tiered water rates. Everyone's familiar with those now. And if you didn't know the effect that those have had, number one, it's getting our phones to ring, which is a wonderful thing because it's been a pretty slow year. But the rates, as they affect your old rates, if you are in the excellent range, which is the lowest, that is tier 1, you pay 90% of what you used to pay. And what you used to pay is 94 cents per 100 cubic feet of water. Okay? And so you pay 90% of that if you're excellent, if you're tier 1. You're the, that is very, very efficient. And then there's the tier 2 is efficient. And that is still 94 cents per 100 cubic feet. You would pay, if you're an efficient waterer, you'll pay what you did before. However, if you're above what they're calculating, the inefficient is tier 3. You pay 50% more than the 94 cents for that block of water. 50% more. The next step up in waste, they call excessive, and you pay 100% more than you used to pay. And lastly, the top tier 5 is called wasteful, and you pay 300% more for that water. So, it's a big change. Once you get out of that efficient range, they really sock it to you. And that's how I want to mostly talk to you today about how to take care of that. There's 3 basic ways I wanted to talk about at the residential level of how we can bring your water bill down and reduce your maintenance. Number 1 is making the most of the system that you currently have. Not doing anything drastic, just kind of going through your system, making sure everything is working to its fullest potential and efficiency. That's number 1. Number 2 is retrofitting your existing system. Not doing anything drastic to the landscape or the yard, but maybe going to state-of-the-art controllers, a better controller, maybe newer sprinkler heads, and things like that, where you're kind of keeping everything the same as it was, but bringing it up to 2009 standards. And then third is actually redesigning your landscape to greatly reduce your water use by things like getting rid of turf and high water use plants, just to bring your water bill down that way. But it also means kind of redesigning your yard with